Hello everyone, it is Hare from A Hare Over a Hill. As the name of this video is actually suggesting, I'm doing it. This is an unusual casual review, and like most things, I am not a professional reviewer. But I want to actively talk about. If you haven't seen my review for The Boy and The Heron, it should be listed up there. But the ending theme to that movie, I'm just referencing everything over here. Spinning Globe by Kenshi Yonezu. I don't know if I'm actually pronouncing that right, but I'm not gonna be blanking the recordings and whatnot. Copyright. But I've found as definitely since the release and definitely over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been really obsessed. Not obsessed, but I've been occasionally just listening to that song, the song on repeat. Hey, yeah, I don't speak Japanese. Yeah, I'm a white dude. I'm a white dude who enjoys anime, and Japanese animated films. But I don't speak a lick of Japanese. And the general from a general like framing of the entire song, I love. And then when I was watching the official music video for it with the audio um, going on, and I was I love the lyrics, but let's actually go piece by piece. Let's start with the lyrics. You cannot go without this, and just the the lyrics. Although it's clearly from the perspective of a, it's oh yeah, it's from somebody's perspective when they were young, but it's also a retrospective on their own lives in a way. Oh yeah, I'm young and I'm looking forward into my life, but I'm also, this is a self-reflection upon myself, and really upon watching other people talk about The Boy and The Heron and how personal the movie was to Miyazaki. I can start seeing on a lyrical basis, just oh, this is the general things that I'm getting from this is absolutely great. There is an absolutely great. I might be putting it down in the description, but there is a great little interview between the writer, Kenshi, and the Japanese voice actor of the Heron, Masaki Suda. Mispronouncing that probably incorrectly, but there's an interview between the two of them, uh, from Kenshi from the perspective of writing Spinning Globe, and Masaki talking about playing the Heron. But Kenshi during the interview actively mentioned that this he constructed the song, he held it personal, but then he went in with a Bond CD, placed it in a CD burner, sit opposite a Miyazaki, and just went play and say just watch Miyazaki, and Miyazaki apparently was in tears by the end of it. And considering how personal the movie was, and really how, in a way, the Spinning Globe and the Boy and The Heron was such a weird reflection on Miyazaki, I can completely see that. So in terms of the lyrics, it's always oh yeah, it's the story of a young person running forward and looking, having this perspective of the future, but it's clearly oh yeah, I'm young, but it's clearly like the most literal interpretation. It is, oh yeah, a young person fighting for the future, but it's clearly meant to be taken, oh yeah, from Kenshi, who's like 32, 33, probably currently. He was probably in his late 20s when he actually wrote this. And then you have, uh, so it's oh yeah, oh yeah, I'm reflecting on my past, but I have hopes for the future. But then it's when Miyazaki's yeah, I'm a man who's trying to reflect on my 60, my 50 years, 60-year career, and I can see why it was so powerful for him. Now, this is just talking about the lyrics. In terms of the musical aspect, um, granted, I might be completely and utterly misremembering, but there were certain aspects that definitely with Western music you would expect. Okay, steady, then chorus, major lift, then drop, then back and but or a small but slow reaching a crescendo. Well, Spinning Globe is clearly meant to be a very, very steady thing. Granted, yeah, it it goes steadily up in terms of Kenshi's general singing, but his volume on his voice and how much his general volume uh, and whatnot generally does not seem to, from the beginning, which is probably a little bit less than the speaking volume, to the end of the song being slightly more than speaking volume. That's what I mean. It's that, not much of a difference of a rise in tone. Granted, yeah, the music does a whole lot more. Like, the music has a bigger difference. The actual backing music has a bigger increase in this vibrato, this volume. Volume is probably the worst way to say it, but it's still one of those huh, this is weird. Um, and a one of the there were two things that I really noted. One I somewhat noted, not in this video, but noted early on when listening, oh, the use of accordion is actually a nice touch. It isn't throughout the entire piece, but overall, like compared to the aesthetics of the movie, the it was a nice touch. The accordion with a the natural elements of almost any Miyazaki's film, it just works for me. Um, but the biggest thing that I wanted to know in that with my last listen to the actual music video for it, and I don't know why I think I might have noticed it once or twice, was a very interesting thing. I'm not sure if the my mic will pick it up. But if you listen, you will hear my actual chair squeak. And when I was listening, I was like, wait, is that a chair squeaking? And it's like, yeah, it is. Definitively is. And like early on in the video, I could have interpreted it I'm as Kenshi singing into the mic. He walks back and somehow like, oops, we accidentally caught some of the squeakiness of a chair he's singing. Because like I know most people when they're singing, when watching, it's like I had to sit up straight, like no snacking. It's like I had to have. It's like I'm singing into the mic, and I just finished with a take, and if I'm sitting already, I relax back into it. And like, can I hear that? Okay, and they might be catching it up, but it was one of those things that's like, huh, it's weird that they're including that. But as the video went on, it's like, no, like the audio on the squeakiness of the chair was too clean for me to be like, my mic is, it's too off. Like, here's my mic. I can't even pick it up. It is literally completely out of the way. I have a hard time believing that unless they had like most singers have it like a mic right here. I would be thinking to catch up on a chair that clearly, it would have to be like right up on the chair, but also or a mic that was fairly far away, and like so to catch the entire room clearly, so to catch both the singer and the chair clearly, it's like they wouldn't have done that. They probably did a mic close up and then a mic right up on the chair. And then I was like, where did they get the squeakiness? And I was like, because if you actually start listening to it, definitely as we're getting to the crescendo, the peak of the music, they start incorporating the squeaky chair even more. Um, Nick, it can't be just like I'm singing, but I'm constantly rocking back and forth. Like, so, no, they must have like. If you told me that they stuffed a microphone underneath Miyazaki's like chair as he was walking on this film, and they recorded his squeaky chair as he got up and whatnot, and inserted that, it's like I would completely believe it as just like help reinforcing the general lyrical structure and general storyline of this, in that somehow the audio is walking towards a lyrical slash story elements that the song is going for, and I absolutely love it. So if you haven't watched the actual music video or like just the lyrical version, like I watched here's a live recording of it, and the squeaky chair is not there. Like, so try to get the studio version or the like musical video, and like it's good in general. The live version was great, but that I think it's a thing that I think most people are going to think, oh, this is a great thing, but try to actually like listen, and definitely with the music video or studio album, just take a moment and listen. But then also like try to like follow along with the lyrics. Granted, I realize that not everyone can speak Japanese, but I think you have to appreciate for what the music is. Um, yeah, as always, people, in the comment section down below, have you actually, Nick? What are your thoughts uh, on the actual music? Because I think it's absolutely awesome. But what are your thoughts on it, folks? As always, people, I'm Hale, and I'll see you.